Good morning, everyone. Today we have a special guest, Sam Nganga. Sam has come here to join us to talk about, let's call it what it is, the so-called elephant in the room.
Yes.
When talking about investing, and that is cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of you have been thinking about cryptocurrencies and wondering what it's all about, if it's worth investing in or not. So Sam will hopefully help us answer some of these questions.
Right.
So Sam, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. If you, just to kick it off, perhaps you could just give us a brief introduction as to your history with investing in the stock markets.
My history dates back to around 1995, when I was in high school. There was this guy who had just started a unit trust business. That's when I got into it. I said, when I finished college, I want to do stockbroking. So since then, post university experience is about 21 years.
And that was in Zimbabwe?
Yes, that was in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Yes, I went to the University of Zimbabwe and I did my economics degree, honors degree in Zimbabwe.
Oh, fantastic.
And then obviously I had to do the courses that are required to do stockbroking in South Africa. And then I came back here to do. So in South Africa alone, I think I've got about 11 years experience in South Africa alone.
11 years, wow.
In South Africa, yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'm primarily a securities trader, mostly all instruments, and then a portfolio manager and a financial planner.
Brilliant.
So I do everything in one.
And
when you come to me, you mustn't go anywhere.
Yes. Fantastic. So I think you've got a nice insight into the world of investing, generally speaking, across all asset classes.
Yeah, but you never stop learning.
You never stop learning.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
So the new so-called kid on the block when it comes to investing, the new asset class that everyone's talking about is cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
So if we could start off, maybe you could, just for the people that don't know out there, what exactly is a cryptocurrency?
A cryptocurrency, I would say maybe the easier definition of a crypto is a digital currency that you can use to purchase goods and services online, in simple terms. But if you want to go deeper, we can actually say maybe it's a decentralized digital currency that you can use to buy goods and services. I don't know if you want me to explain what I mean when I say decentralized.
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, from what I understand, that it's like a normal currency would be issued by the central bank of a country, whereas with a cryptocurrency, it's not issued by any central bank.
Yes, so precisely, that's what it is. Usually, central banks around the world, they control what we can say in economics, the money supply. The amount of money in circulation is what we call money supply. But with cryptos, the central banks are not involved at all.
Okay, so who is involved?
The general public.
The general public.
No government is involved, no central banks, because when we say central banks, obviously we mean governments. So which means government are not, governments around the world are not involved in the amount of cryptos circulating in the market.
Okay. So this is where the term decentralized finance, that's what they're talking about.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's great. And then I would imagine then, because no central bank is involved, then they can't manipulate it in any way.
Yes, they can, because remember, the central banks controls the amount of money supply in the economy. If they want to increase the amount of money supply in the economy, they obviously increase or reduce. If they want to play around the money supply, they play around the repo rate.
Right.
That's why every time when there's a repo rate decision, we have to glue ourselves to the TV to watch what they're saying, so that we know what will happen to inflation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. So maybe we could just explain to us what is the difference between investing in a cryptocurrency compared to investing in the stock market?
For now, I don't think we can be able to invest in cryptos. Maybe we can trade.
Okay.
I don't know if I have to explain also the difference between investing and trading. Investing is buying something or buying a share and keep it for longer term, which means you're not worried about the ups and downs that happen every time in the market. Whereas trading, you are buying the lows and selling on the highs as frequent as possible. It can be a day, it can be minutes, it can be short term actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So the difference really is the time frame.
The time frame is the difference between investing and trading.
I totally, absolutely agree with that.
Yes. So I don't know if we can invest in cryptos for now, because you see what happens with something new in the market is people get excited. People who are maybe not able to invest on the stock market, and something comes up, they get excited. They don't even care what will happen as long as they're involved. There's that excitement.
The FOMO.
Yes.
Fear of missing out.
Yes, exactly, precisely. So for now, I think it's just scramble for this new baby that is, or that this elephant in the room. I don't know if we can invest, because for you to be able to invest, there needs to be valuations on the business.
Right.
There needs to be maybe history, but right now most of them are behaving like penny shares. It's a doom or boom kind of thing.
I guess there's a lot of FOMO around it because we've seen some spectacular returns for people that started buying Bitcoin in 2011 or 2012. They've had ridiculously high.
No, insane figures. Those are insane figures. Yeah, huge.
It feels a bit like, maybe a bit frothy, almost like a bubble.
Well,
I'm not asking you to call the top of the market.
Many people have been trying to say it's a bubble since 2011.
Yeah.
But this is 10 years later. It's still going. So I don't know how long it will take for it to be considered a bubble. But maybe I would consider investing, if people want to invest, to call it investing in cryptos as investing in private equity. I don't know if you understand the private equity business. Private equity is not governed by government. It's me coming to you, to your business, or you coming to me and say, Sam, this is what I'm involved in. Do you want to invest? So basically, I'm investing in you and nothing else. Right. And my risk is around you. If you do it very well, then I become a huge millionaire. But if you don't, then no one is regulating your activities, so per se. So for now, no one can regulate many activities that are done in crypto's business. And more so, as we move, the term coin is being frequently used, and many companies are also now issuing their own coins. So if those companies are not regulated, then the risk is investing in the company and no one is regulating it. So maybe I'll consider investing, if we want to use the term investing, as investing in private equity.
Or venture capital.
Or something like that. Yeah. No, sometimes venture capital is regulated to a certain extent, but private equity is not regulated at all.
That's very interesting. Eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, you make a very good point there about regulation. With it becoming so popular around the world, Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies, do you foresee increased regulation by governments around the world on cryptos?
I've seen a lot of workshops by many governments trying to put regulation. Obviously, it is, in fact, when it started, people thought it was a boom, but many coins like Bitcoin, it has created a life of its own. So for you to stop it, I think it's becoming almost impossible. So governments now are forced to regulate it. Otherwise, and the other thing, one thing that we were talking about regulation, because cryptos are not are not regulated, it comes with so much easy to trade them or to do business using cryptos as opposed to the regulated environment. So obviously you get more and more people going there. So government cannot or can no longer ignore the crypto business.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the downside of it not being regulated is, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of scams.
Scams, obviously. Yeah, people can always take advantage, yes.
Yeah, because I guess if you're investing in an unregulated entity, you have no recourse if it goes against you.
That's why I said it's the same as investing in private equity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you think cryptos are here to stay or not?
I think let me separate cryptos and the blockchain technology. Okay. Because cryptos use the blockchain technology.
Right.
So that technology is here to stay. But cryptos, I think they will just behave like startups, like most penny shares, where some really do very well and go on to become big companies, some they'll just collapse.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but the what I know is here to stay is the blockchain technology. That one is here to stay.
Yeah.
That one is here to stay. But cryptos, obviously, they also behave like, because most of them are businesses.
Yes.
So some businesses will fall, some will do very well.
Yeah, I guess it's reminiscent of the .com bubble that we had.
Yes.
Where we saw when the bubble burst, a lot of companies disappeared off the scene, but the ones that stayed,
they did very well.
Did very well.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. I think the blockchain technology is here to stay because it has lots of other applications, not only using coins to
exactly, because even governments are using blockchain in terms of running operations. Yeah. So that technology is here to stay. But as for cryptos, some obviously people will just, because they're just, main companies are now issuing coins.
Right. Because I mean the blockchain is just really a ledger that's recorded over lots of different computers all around the world. So you can't make any adjustments or changes to that transaction once it's taken place. I'm no expert in the blockchain technology, I must just add, but that's the little that I understand.
Yes.
It's a bit complicated. And then just lastly, would you consider investing in a crypto risky or not?
Well, it always depends on your risk appetite. If you come to me as a regulated person to say, can I invest in the cryptos? Obviously, my answer would probably say no, because I'm regulated. So if you want to do it, you can then make your own decision. We're explaining what Bitcoin is. And yes, there can be huge returns, but when you're doing that, you're doing it at your own peril, just like you'd go and invest in a private equity business.
Right.
You do that at your own decision. We can't advise you to go and invest in cryptos because they're not regulated.
Well, yeah. So I guess there are two risks around it. The one is, as you mentioned, they're not regulated, so you may not have any recourse if things go. But the other risk, I guess, like any other share listed on the stock exchange, is it may be overpriced and you might be buying at the wrong time, but I guess that's...
But if you ask me, have people made money on Bitcoin? Yes, they have. You can't say no to that. Huge money. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then if you also consider, okay, let's assume it was a regulated area. You can see it's actually a very risky. It may not be for everyone.
Yeah.
Just like when you're trading derivatives, derivatives are not for everyone.
Right.
Yeah. But if we use the diversification theory that we learn at school and even in the industry, it's an area that you can't put the money that you can afford to lose.
Yes.
You can only put that money that you can afford to lose. The money that I can give you, and you can still pay rent tomorrow, and you can still pay your fees, is the money that you can put either in derivatives or maybe in Bitcoins. Yeah. So that's what I think.
I think that makes a lot of sense as a risk mitigation strategy and diversification. Not put all your eggs in one basket, but maybe have a little bit of exposure to it. And I like what you said earlier, if the blockchain technology is here to stay, which I totally agree with, then maybe one avenue is to invest in the companies behind the blockchain.
That one is a very good suggestion that you're putting.
Yeah.
Because that's technology.
Yes.
Which can be used in any industry. So obviously there could be more upside on the technology than on the coins, because you can simply start your business and say, okay, Warren coin, and then you also list it. But what I can say is, even though people can go invest, but they must not invest in stock for business on cryptos, because most of them is scams.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Investing in Warren coin or Sam.
I've seen people opening WhatsApps and people joining, and then when the people have made so much money, they just close that number. That's it.
Jeez.
So like as you mentioned earlier, for now, one, because it's not regulated, anyone can do anything anywhere, and there's no recourse. There's no law whether even to make a follow up on those things. So the public now will end up being scammed all the time, because there's no information available on how to invest on it, on how to regulate it. So that's a big problem.
I think people get caught because they hear about these amazing returns, and it's just the greed that comes into play. And if they think they can make a few 1000% return, it's very attractive to some people.
Of course, yes, exactly.
I guess, as what they say, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Precisely. Precisely.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you, Sam. Thanks for your insight around cryptocurrencies. We appreciate your time. And how can people get hold of you if they want to chat to you?
They can always call our office landline. I work for AfriFocus Securities, so our landline is 011-290-7800 or 011-290-7824. That's my direct line.
Fantastic. And your email address is
samn@afrifocus.co.za, or if my cell phone number 078-639-0183.
Fantastic.
Thank you for inviting me. I hope you invite me again as we go deeper on this crypto thing.
Yeah,
or as events unfold. I think there'll be more to talk about.
I think there's a lot to talk about around cryptocurrencies. I've been hearing so many things about it. Interesting developments as well. Someone sent me an email the other day about Miami coin. The city of Miami in the States has released their own coin to the municipality there for them to use to build infrastructure, roads, hospitals, etc. So I think there's some amazing applications and that it can be used for good if you look at it in that way.
Yes.
So a very exciting space, very interesting development. It's a new technology. So let's see how this all plays out.
And I've also attended one workshop, inter-country workshop on crypto. So governments are not sitting down, I can promise you. They are actually doing something. Just that sometimes it takes longer for governments to come and pass legislation.
Yes.
Life doesn't stop.
Absolutely. I think I read somewhere recently that the United States government have asked all their different departments, the SEC, the Treasury, etc., to come up with proposals on how to regulate cryptocurrencies. So I think that is in the pipeline. So investors just need to keep an eye out on that.
Yeah.
But certainly an exciting space.
It is. I'm telling you, it is.
A new technology, and as mentioned, the companies behind it, I think will reap the rewards. So thanks again for your time, Sam.
Thank you for the invitation. I certainly enjoyed to be with you on this show.
Yeah, that is awesome. We'll do it again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. And if you want to hear more from us, you can contact me at warrens@afrifocus.co.za. And we look forward to seeing you again, hopefully next week.
Thank you.
Bye.